Hello ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Marhaven. Welcome back to Breath of Fire 3. So that new is on the loose. We can't have that. We've got to do something about this. It ran away from us before, so hopefully that means we have the advantage on it. In the meantime, Puff Goose. Yeah, just charge them. Owie! Oh no, a reprisal for 2 damage. Whatever shall I do? Yeah, not exactly a big threat anymore. You can level out the range of enemies pretty quickly in the early game. It starts to become a little more difficult later on, because you need some good preparation in a certain respect. But you get lots of XP, and decent amount of Zenny. And up here is the vitamins. So now that we have them, looks like there was a cave entrance or something down there, so I'm guessing that's where we need to go. And we have the initiative, so charge! And I was right about only one person being able to learn a skill, because if you use a thing called a skill ink, you can actually take the skill off of a person and give it to someone else. Everybody has a limited amount of skills they can actually possess, and you have a skill book in your camp that doesn't have a limit. And Tipo learns some Moon, his own very own magic ability, which is very powerful. Aha! Here's the other cave entrance. Ooh, creepy music. Trail of blood. It must be the monster's blood. Well, if we follow this, we're sure to find the monster. In the meantime... Zombies! Okay, so you see how they're kind of floating about, not exactly, you know, stable? That's the confusion status. Certain enemies that you fight will start with this confusion status, and as soon as you hit them, they become stable again and not confused. See, they're actually strong enough to survive a full round of attacks from us, so be careful. And as in many other RPGs, the confusion status gives them a chance to attack each other, just like that. So Ray, Tipo, and myself all get an extra turn now. So let's use them to wail on that one zombie. And dead. So let's just charge now. Almost got him. Owie! And dead. Not exactly a threat either, but far stronger, far more sturdy than the enemies outside, that's for sure. Alright, so the blood path leads up to the right. Obviously, you don't follow the path that you know is the right way right away in dungeons, because this is an RPG. The off paths are always the ones with the most stuff. Okay, those bats have an ability I want, so I'm going to try and kill these zombies off as quickly as possible. I could have sworn at some point in the game that there was a... Actually, that's spoilers, so I won't spoil anything. Let's just say that I thought there was a specific reason why I'd want to collect a great deal of skills, and it turns out I might be wrong about that, but I want to do it anyway. Not that this is going to be some sort of 100% run. It certainly isn't. Alright, once we get that zombie out of the way, they kindly killed the other bat for us. So I will have everybody else... There we go. Oh, if you press the direction that you want to... of the ability you want to use twice, it'll just automatically choose it without you having to hold it and press X. So if you're only using the directional pad for whatever reason, there's your way to do it. But you're gonna have to press the X button to confirm your selection anyway. This is how you learn skills, folks. You reduce the enemy to just the one that you want, and you just spam examine at them until in the hopes that they use it. And Tipo's just sitting there taking hits. He isn't using it. I'll cut to a time if this takes a while. When he does. So the bat never decided to actually use the skill. If you look inside this pile of bones, you'll find a bent sword. Let's go ahead and equip that onto someone. Ugh, never mind. It's really heavy and really weak. Guess we can just sell it, I suppose. In the meantime, we found Molotov, which is an item that uses magic. Or an item that mimics magic. Also, I wanted to note that the, I'm just gonna charge. That the jerky that we got, beef jerky we got earlier from, Bunyan's cabin, do not use that item. It is a healing item, but it is also an item that you need later in the game for something important. So don't touch it. Leave it in your inventory forever. It's beef jerky. It'll last till, you know, the apocalypse anyway. Out of my way, zombies! And if that creature lives here constantly with these zombies, curs, and even the bats all the time, it must be pretty powerful. Alright, let's use some items so I can keep my TP. 100, let's sort. Normal item. Combat item. That didn't help in the slightest. Oh well. Green apples restore 20 hit points. Let's use that. And that's all for now. And we need to keep going. Onward, onward, onward. And we have another break in the path. Of course, we go the way that we're not supposed to. Charge! Chlorine is not a skill you can learn, by the way. I checked, and you can get it throughout the game, but only in a very specific way, and it's not permanent. I would explain, but that would be lots of spoilers. I'll try and mention every single time I see a new ability that you can learn on a creature. I'm trying to make sure that the walkthrough I read specifically mentions them, and I'm going to make sure I've got the full list. Talisman. Basically, anytime you see a corpse, you're going to want to check it out. I believe Talisman is an accessory. Yes, protection versus death attacks. Yes, please. Alright, that might be it for this area. And let's charge. Because once again, I'm not exactly frightened. Owie. You kind of take it easy on you early game, especially if you grind a little bit like I have. Basically, I'm just like a level ahead of the curve, and that's all you need to really get the one-up on most of the enemies here. Oh, one experience away, Ray. Oh, let's see, this way. Oh no, don't want to do this yet. We want to follow the blood trail a little more. Bats! Murder, 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 murder. They're supposed to be hard to hit, if I remember correctly. Not exactly translating well to this playthrough, but you get no zenny from them, so they're not exactly high priority targets. Alright, so if you follow this blood trail stops here. 200 zenny. Huh, that's strange. How could the blood trail just stop? Hey! I think I figured it out! He must have jumped into the water to just get away. Yeah, that's it. I suppose that would make sense. You're probably right. So, how do we go after him? I don't know. Fantastic. And it puts Tipo in charge automatically. Oh no, a single cur. Oops. And there we go. I like being in charge. So if you go back up here and back into the cave we were in before, for those of you unfamiliar with my previous LPs, never mind, I'll talk about that later. Okay, this time I really got it. We dive in from here, and then we float down to the spot we saw before. Yeah, that's it. What do you think, Lamar? Is Tipo right? Ugh, I hate to agree with him, but I think it's our only choice. Okay, Lamar, you go first. What? Fine. The current is running strong. You want to dive in? Yes. So, if you're unfamiliar with my previous LPs, I've done Phantasy Star 4. And in that game, which is also an RPG, I tended to start cutting out battles that were repeat battles, or just battles against enemies that weren't new, and I'm going to do the same thing with this LP. See? I told you so. But what will be done if we kept going? I guess it worked out. Okay, so let's go. And how Tipo wrung out his hair, I totally do the same thing. It's when I get out of the shower. Alright, so after that battle, I'm gonna go ahead and use berries. Because why not? I only have one green apple, so I'll use it on Ray, and a healing herb on Tipo. It's the monster. There it is. The new. He looks pretty worn out. This should be easy, right, Ray? I hope so. Alright, so we've got ourselves an issue here. I need to pilfer something. This is the new 285 health, and you can steal the item Power Food. You actually could steal the Power Food from him before as well, and you could actually get it twice. In the meantime, Simoon from Tipo, and from myself, I'll just attack. No skills to be learned from this guy. And we grab Power Food. Nothing else to grab from him then. New Stomp. Ah! Tipo, you okay? Yeah, he's fine. Not exactly a threat. Simoon! Simoon is technically a fire and wind element attack, I believe. Also, high reprisal rate on this guy. So, get used to the idea of him attacking twice a round. Or more, potentially. Thankfully, I'm leveled up more than enough to be able to handle it. Simoon! Yep, that's gonna be my main damage dealer. If you don't have Simoon, just have Tipo use Frost or, what's it called? Flare. Those will work effectively. New Howls with Fury. I have no idea what that means. This is first boss of the game, though, so they're not exactly gonna put your nose to the grindstone that quick. And we're doing fantastic thus far. I could have gone with an attack stance and put Ray in the front, which was suggested in the guides I read, but I'm overly cautious. Oh, it's just kind of standing there. But we're successful. What? It's dead. What do you mean? No way. It died on its feet, like it was trying to protect the cave behind it. Well, what's in this cave? Oh my. They're cubs. But it looks like they've been dead for a long time. That Gnu must not have realized they were dead, and kept on bringing food back to them. Boy, it wasn't too bright, was it? I mean, its cubs were already dead. Boy, if this doesn't beat all. Sheesh. All this pain and suffering. I wonder what killed the cubs. Well, let's head out. Looks like if you jump in, the current will carry you out. Do you want to jump? Suppose so. Well, that's a bittersweet victory. It was trying to kill people and... well, not kill people, I'm sorry. Trying to steal crops and food to try and heal whatever damage was done to the children, not realizing they were already dead. But we can't let the suffering of all of us continue just because it's not understanding of a tragic situation. So, how does it feel to do some real work for a change, When spring comes, the animals will return and life will get a little easier. You all did a good job. Congratulations. Yeah, sure feels like a great job. Wait a minute! You knew the Gnu was only hunting food for her cubs. And you still had us kill her! Ray, wasn't really a choice in the matter. If you had known she had cubs, would you have let her live? See? That's what I mean. We really wouldn't have. But yeah, he should have told us the whole situation, granted. I don't like it when people hide stuff from us. And so, spring came at last. Spring came to the mountain, and to woods, and to their inhabitants. And yes, I know that chest is there. I'll be back for it in a bit. And that item bag. Well, everything's hunky-dory peachy keen now, right? And yet, and the virtue of the young boys who saved the village from the ferocious new chimera. Earn them a place in the villagers' hearts. So, we're heroes. Goody. Go home. I went to the West Woods, looking for animals and berries. And look what I found! Now we won't have to worry about food anymore, right, Gray? It's a good thing we got rid of that monster, huh? I suppose so. Hey! Why don't we go down to the village and show them who did it? Tell them who got rid of the monster. Huh. I don't know. Isn't it better if we don't brag about it? We haven't exactly earned a ton of goodwill, Tipo. Why is that? But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to go see what they're saying about us, would it? Then we can go? Come on, come on! Well, Tipo's all fired up as usual. Looks like it's time for us to head out to the village, but first we've got some other things to take care of, which will happen in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.